In this Flesh and Blood video, I'm going to be showing you my Shiyana Diamond Gemini build. This build is a very simple build where you'll be doing quite a lot of big hits, taking your opponents by surprise, and generally it's very efficient because you have quite a lot of blues. Let's look at the equipment right here. So, on the left here we can see that we are using the Crown of Providence, Goliath Gauntlet, Fatal Spring Tunic, and the Snapdragon Scalers. Snapdragon Scalers are mainly for your plays when you have the Exude Confidence or Enlightened Strikes. If let's say you want to go on a budget, for your left side you can use the Deep Blue for the chest, and you can use the Hope Merchant's Hood for the head. These two are easy replacements. For your Arcane Barrier, you can go up to AB5. You can skip the Talisha or Lost Prince if let's say you're going against Kano or Icelander. Just go in at AP5, you'll be alright. If you're going against KO and mostly KO, bring the Gambler's Glove. Generally when you play against them, you can copy them, and you can use this to your advantage as well. For the main deck, this is what we have. So your big hits will generally be the Alpha Rampage, Command and Conquer, Crippling Crush, Endless Winter, which you can now fuse with Frost Hex. It's a nice Icelander specialization that is, well, we're going to only be using this to fuse and pitch and to defend it for 3. We have Enlightened Strike because it is just too efficient. Exude Confidence, I only have 1 copy here, but you can play 2 if you wish to, because this one is nice to go against Icelanders and Kanos. And it also stops people from using their defense reactions in their combat chain. So if let's say you want to go quite wide, you can play Exude Confidence, break your Snapdragon Scalers, and then you can go with like an Alpha Rampage or a Crippling Crush. Soul Reaping is a very efficient card because you just need to banish a card instead of paying its cost. It's really cheap to play. Arclight Sentinel is good, especially if you're going against heroes like Bravo, Dorinthia, or Kasai. You know, when they do their big turns, just drop in the Arclight Sentinel. Fatal's Fighting Spirit is, I would say, quite optional. This one here, I would mostly use it towards the late game. Can use it for your life gain if you wish to, and I would say generally quite an efficient card. For Herald of Judgment, use this if you are going against heroes like Kano. You can stop them from playing cards from the banish zone, or even for the ninjas, you can stop them as well. Lesson in Lava is a very nice 1 cost for 3. This one here, I would say you can catch people by surprise if they do not have Arcane Barrier. Generally, I would pitch this away early if I can, and towards the late game, if they have only like 2 or 3 life left, just do a cheeky play where you just Lesson in Lava them. If you hit them for 1, you can possibly search for the next Lesson in Lava and just hit them again the next turn. Oasis Respite is, I would say, a very efficient card. This one here, you can use it if you want to go with a bit more defense, but if you want to go offensive, just replace this with something else like another Exo Confidence or Plunder Run. And while we are speaking about Plunder Run, this one here is quite funny if you can use this in combination with Crippling Crush or your Command and Conquer. So this is a very nice one to have, but I would only play 1 because I don't want to have too many, well, attack reactions and non-attack actions to go going on. Pursuit of Knowledge is nice to have. I would be playing 2 copies here, mostly because I have quite a lot of blues as you can see, and I would use Pummels in this deck. Pummels 6 copies are no-brainers. So if you can pummel your opponent with the Pursuit of Knowledge, you will swing the tempo to you very much. For Ice Eternal, for this card, I would say it's an early game pitch. For late game, it's nice to slow them down if you want to. But generally, I would probably just use it to defend anyways. For Unite Shard, okay, for this one here, it's optional. I would use it because it's quite advantageous if you can pitch it early. You know, get your Rune Chan, and then when you attack with your big hits, you can chip in just a little bit more damage. Showtime and Last Ditch Effort is mostly for the 3 blocks and the blue pitch. If you want to go on a budget-friendly version, you can replace your Command and Conquer with Fatal's Fighting Spirit. You know, this is a nice 3 cost for 7, and if you have less life, you can gain life. I would say that Surging Militia is not bad. It forces your opponents to block with additional cards. Scout for Scar is alright. You can use this if your meta is quite aggressive. Barraging Brownhide is nice to use as well because it's a very nice 3 cost for potentially 8. You can also play Unknight Ascendancy. This one here, personally I don't quite like it, but it is funny when it does hit. Mostly because it has dominate, and when it hits, you know, you can create rune chance. It's a nice follow-up damage to it. And if you pummel with this, it's even better. You can use Erase Face as well. Erase Face, I would say, can be your staple. You can replace it with your Command and Conquer or Lightning Strike if you want to. And to replace the blue, I'm using the Become the Arc Knight. If let's say you don't want to use Become the Arc Knight, you want to be a bit more aggressive, you can use Lunging Press. Because Lunging Press will be a very nice surprise if your opponent doesn't block your Command and Conquer, they only block for 6. Just throw in the Lunging Press at them. It's a nice, funny attack reaction. So this deck is quite easy to play. I will just show you how it works. I'll try not to over-explain it. So let's say you draw a hand like this. For me personally, what I would do is I will try to pitch this. And I'll see and keep the Crippling Crush. So I'll pitch this away. I'll play a Lesson Lava for 3, and then I'll Arsenal the Crippling Crush. Then let's see what we draw next. So this will be quite a funny play. So what we can do here is we can go with Exude Confidence, break this. You can pump if you want, but I wouldn't. So what I will do is I'll pitch this and this for a nice Endless Winter. So you're doing more than 10 damage already over here. So let's see what's next. Okay, this will be a very nice turn for your Crippling Crush. So you can pitch this away. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. Just throw a Crippling Crush at them. If they don't throw their hand, you can just punish them with a pummel. If they did throw their hand, just keep the pummel away for your next turn. So, as I mentioned again, this deck is quite simple. You are quite safe with quite a lot of blues against wizards and all that. So you can play up to AP5. So I would say give it a try. It's a very nice deck to play with. I'll leave the link in the description for the deck list. You can try it out yourself. You can adjust it to your liking. If let's say you want to play it in real life, just, well, build it. It's not too hard. And there'll be some videos of me using this deck. So I'll leave it in the description as well. Just feel free to check them out. So as of now, I'll just see you guys in the next video. And, well, enjoy the deck.